This is the sixth video in this introduction to the Tektronix 4051. Instead of introducing new commands and functions as I've done so far, this video will show a complete program. It draws a statistical graph that follows a standard distribution curve. I've already typed in the program and stored it on a tape cartridge, one of these. The original DC300A cartridges could only store 300K or kilobytes. They're hard to find in working order since the drive bands break off after a number of years. So I bought these DC600As that seem to work fine and have double the storage capacity. If you have a 4051, no promises, and I can't guarantee it won't cause any damage if you try one, but it seems to be about the only option. You can also take the bands out of these and put them in any old DC300As that you have. If you have any questions about that, feel free to contact me. So let's see how we get a program off a cartridge and take a look at it. The cartridge goes in this slot here. It's always a good idea to rewind them before you take it out so that if there's any problem, if you leave it for a long period of time, it's at the beginning of the tape, not in the middle of some program. So the find command takes a number, and you have to know which marked off space a program is stored in. And I've stored this in slot 8. Makes a lot of noise. Takes a little while. When it finds the location, then you can say hold to recover the program. Save stores a program. If you make changes to it, you have to use the mark command to mark out the space. Note that if you mark out a space in the middle of a tape, it'll destroy any programs or data following it. So if we list the program, let's clear the screen here first. I'll also put the entire program in the comments section in case this isn't readable. It's a little hard to get the camera to focus on the letters on the screen here. So this prints a standard distribution. It generates a number of random numbers from 1 to 10. It adds up a bunch of these, and the total is used to increment a counter stored in a numeric array. For example, if the total is 52, it adds 1 to the count in the 52nd slot of the array, or I think it might actually be the 53rd. All the arrays are indexed starting at 1, so just to be careful in case there was a total of 0. The number of random numbers added up is user selectable. An input statement on line 140 there asks the user for the number, and an if statement just after that verifies that it's in the allowable range of 8 to 15. After 800 of these totals are generated, that's the loop on line 190, then it prints a draws a histogram of the results, and a standard distribution curve is overlaid on top for comparison. So let's give it a try. First, let's look at the last little bit of the program. Didn't quite fit on one screen. It's only about 40 lines long, so it's pretty impressive what you can get done in a short program. There was one thing, let's just look at the beginning again here. One thing I didn't talk about in previous videos, and that's those first statements, the rem or remark command. That's like a comment. It doesn't actually do anything when it executes. It's just for someone reading the program. It's a good idea to intersperse these through any long program to introduce different sections or to explain how difficult parts of the code work. So let's run it. First it asks how many 1 to 10 numbers should be totaled up in each pass. And now it's executing the loop 800 times. Turns out on an old computer running at 1 megahertz, this takes about 5 minutes. So we'll be back in a few minutes rather than make you wait to see all the excitement here. See you in a few minutes. Okay, it looks like the numbers have all been totaled up, and now it's drawing the histogram. Draws a couple bars around the center section, and now it's going to draw a standard distribution curve. And you can see the random numbers are pretty close to the curve. Alright, if you have any questions or want to get a hold of the 4051 simulators for Windows that I wrote, contact me in the comments section or by email, and stay tuned for more videos.